and Payne just teased a One Direction reunion and shared details of a recent phone call with Harry Styles. Hey guys, welcome back to another shared news from home. We have got to talk about this very exciting One Direction news, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I am your host, Fiona Zaring, joined by the wonderful Denise Salcedo. Denise, did you love One Direction, and how amazing would it be if after all this time we finally actually got a reunion?
Okay, so when it came to what makes you beautiful, I mean, that was my jam. I think every single person out there felt like this song was specifically written about them and really just like boosted your self confidence and your self esteem. So that was my favorite. I know I'm a little basic, but my favorite One Direction song. So I would be interested in seeing a reunion given how much each of these guys has changed in their music style. So just to kind of see them if they were to come back together, just to kind of see what they would create would be absolutely amazing.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't agree with you more. I think it could be so magical, so incredible. Obviously, you guys, listen, don't get too excited. This is not an official announcement by any means, but anytime any of them even hints at the potential, I feel like it's fair for fans to get a little excited. On a recent Instagram Live, Liam was asked by a fan if he's in touch with Harry, and the answer, you guys, was not only a yes, he dove in and shared some heartwarming details of a recent call the two of them had.
Yeah, I did speak to Harry. Really lovely, actually. He called me because he has a sixth sense for if I'm struggling or if one of us is in trouble. I feel like, and I spoke to him, and it was a really lovely catch up, actually. And I got a lot of love for the man. He's great. He's really, really great.
So I have to say, this was just so sweet to hear because obviously we know they spent so much time together for the years, when they were in the band. Those are going to be lifelong bonds. But to hear that Harry has like just a sixth sense of maybe when one of the guys needs to chat after all this time, I think is really cute.
I think so too, especially because you mentioned all of the years that they spent together, their bond and things that they've gone through that we don't even know about, that like the fans don't know about. It's like they went through something that only they experienced together as a unit. So I feel like those memories just can't be washed away. But even like when it comes to like whether it be castmates or band members, people always say like, "Oh, we're going to stick with one another." But people don't always know for sure, but it seems to me like they
Mhm.
definitely have, at least just from what Liam said in this quote where Harry Styles tends to have this sixth sense. I kind of wish I had somebody like Harry Styles in my life that is always just like, hey, I have this sixth sense that you might need somebody to talk to right now. I think we all want a Harry Styles in our lives.
Oh my gosh, I could not agree with you more. Liam also went on to share a little insight into how the boys' relationships have evolved since they chose to, go on that indefinite hiatus and pursue their own solo careers. Obviously, they went from spending 24/7 of their lives together, focusing on One Direction, to chasing really serious careers of their own that keep them very busy. Liam explained, quote, "It's hard in this position sometimes. You're watching people's stories from afar that you used to know so well." He went on to say that can be difficult when you feel like a piece of you is missing with them at this point, I guess, which is so sweet to feel that level of connection that a part of you is missing because you're not with them. He said, "I think we've all felt this at different times, me and the boys." He concluded saying, "It's almost like missing a very dear friend a lot of the time, but everyone's so busy and you've got to be understanding of all that." So I definitely sort of, at least I take away from this, that there was a transitional period, right? It probably felt very strange at first. Relationships ebb and flow. It seems like over the years, maybe they've gone from moments of being really, really in touch to moments of distance just because of how crazy their lives are. But they always kind of find their way back, which is definitely touching. At least as a fan, I love to hear that.
I think so too. And it's just also like it's a part of life. Like they're still like they're all growing and doing different things. Like we mentioned a little bit about how they've all, pursued music in a different way or a different format. So it is obviously different things are coming at them in their life. So it is only natural that they will have those moments where they sort of drift apart. But no matter what, they're always going to be this unit where this moment in time they shared this incredible bond. And so I think no matter what, for like the rest of their lives, they're always going to have that connection. And it's just always finding each other. And if anything, it might even be nicer because you have these moments where who knows how much time could go by between the last time they talk to the next time they talk, but then they'll have all of these memories and all of these conversations to sort of fill in their conversations with one another. So I just think that it is really nice.
It totally is. And the thing is, you're so right. Like they're going to look back on that chapter of their life. Only people who can really understand what it was like, what they went through, what that experience was, is one another. So they're never going to shed that bond. The number one thing directioners have been holding out hope for years, right, is a real reunion. And I think there are tiers of that, whether that means they're all in the same room, they're all on the same stage, or they're back in the recording studio. Any of the three would be great, but a real true reunion moment would be incredible. And this is the big part, you guys. Liam did hint during that Instagram live that it's certainly not out of the question.
I'd love to us to get in a room at some point. I think would be the best thing. And we've all said it outside, but we've just not said it to each other. There's a song in there somewhere. Somebody write that down.
So basically, he is right. I mean, I think whenever any of them are asked this question, the answer is always overwhelmingly positive. No one's ever like, no, bad blood, we're never sitting down together again. But it's just not happened. They've just never been able to sync up their schedules and make it work. I'm also a huge Friends fan, and we were chatting about this. Like, it took years to get the Friends cast back together again and really give fans that moment. But eventually it happened. And I feel like, and I'm curious for your take on this, we've heard statements like this enough times. One day we're going to get something. I mean, what do you think?
Think about the period in time that we are right now. You mentioned the Friends reunion. Think about all of the shows that are getting reboots and just like so many of this nostalgia is happening as of this moment. And there have been other franchises that you thought, oh, they're never going to return with one another. And the next thing you know, a couple months later, it's like, oh, they're going to be doing a reboot of this, a reboot of that. So I feel it's one of those cases where never say never. And then look at the Jonas Brothers. I mean, obviously they're brothers, so it's a little different, but even the Jonas Brothers, look at the success that they're having. Coming back together. So it's kind of like I can't help it, but if like let's say I'm one of the One Direction members, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, hey, there's totally something there. But I also do think that whenever it does happen, it has to be right for all of them, and you don't want to
Mhm.
just rush it just for the sake of oh, let's do it just because just because. I think it'll be better
Yeah.
if they really, really plan it out, think about it, and see what their plan of action would be.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? I think timing is everything. You're so right. And there are so many years of milestones ahead of them. Obviously, fans are greedy. We would take a reunion every other day of the week, right? We would love to see them reunite after they had been apart for 3 weeks. Like, that's just how fans are. But even at like that 50-year mark, that could be the right time, right? We might have to be patient for it, but one day I definitely feel like there's going to be some sort of celebration, some sort of moment where everyone just feels it's time to come back together again. The question is, how long will it take? Liam obviously is saying it would be the best thing ever here, you guys. It certainly feels to us like it would be. We want to know your thoughts. Do you think a One Direction reunion is coming in the near future? Would you love to see them all together again? Let us know down in the comments. And of course, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so we can keep you updated on all things One Direction. As always, I am your host, Fiona Zaring, joined by the wonderful Denise Salcedo. If you want to come say hi, check out our socials. They're on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.